my dad passed away in the beginning of the year, and I had a complicated tax estate capital gain question that I needed to find out the answer to. And I had reached out to three different attorneys. And the first one was an estate attorney who said I needed to go to a tax attorney. And then the tax attorney said I needed to go to an attorney that served the county that my dad lived in. And so I kept Googling and I found Greg's, information, and I filled out the contact us sheets because, I didn't want to call again and go through this whole story. I thought, well, at least I don't have to do that. And they contacted me. So I met with Greg and he was able to answer that question. And we started talking about, finances, and we talked about retirement. And the more I talked with Greg, I realized, I need to get moving on this. And so that's how it all started. In parallel with all of this, I had reached out to two other different financial advisors. I mean, this is before I even knew I was going to do this with Greg. And I decided just to get a financial planner that would just create a plan for me. And I would have to orchestrate or, actually make it happen. I actually even paid the first deposit, for his fees. And went down that path for a moment and then realized, I think you don't know what you don't know, basically. And so by working with Greg, I'm able to understand exactly how things work and how these different products will work with my retirement. Everybody I've worked with is so professional. I have calls with Greg regularly, and he really goes through everything, answers my questions, and it's not that he picks and chooses what I'm doing. He gives me options, and we talk through the options, we talk through the benefits, and so it's just a really easy working relationship, and I feel really comfortable. But I was surprised too that I live in North Carolina and he's in Ohio, and it's no big deal. I didn't know if that was going to be a big deal or not, but that's been fine. And I just what surprises me is, I've always had my 401k or 403bs, and always felt like, I've got it together, and, retirement's going to be a breeze. But then we started working through it, and there's just a lot to go through. And it just surprised me that how he can really sit down and say, and you'll be covered if X happens, and at this point, because I want to leave something for my children, and your children will have something. And I just felt I've never had that with anybody that I've ever talked to. I'm so at ease now. One thing that I really want to do now that I have a plan is, and I learned this after my dad passed away. I want to sit down with my kids, with Greg, and to review everything, because I think my sister and I were just, we knew some of what dad had in place, but not everything. And I think I want to do that with my kids. I definitely refer them to Greg and to the whole staff. It's been, like I said, professional, very easy to talk to get a hold of, questions are answered. I definitely want my friends to see Greg.